Do we have anybody participating remotely? Thank you. Administrative items. Just want to go around. Committee members have anything for any opening comments? Anyone?
Mr. Chairman, do we want to do a roll call?
What we do I need a roll call? All right, we'll go around, start a roll call. Sean Davis is here. Neil Spoonhour is here. Dr. Newbell is here. Ms. Oatman, thank you for being here, and our executive staff. All right. My executive authority deems to be a quorum. Open public comment time. Open public comment time is a time where anyone who wishes to address the committee on any matter within the committee's authority is welcome to come forward. You have up to 5 minutes. We ask that you state your name, your locality, or the entity that you represent. Is anyone present? Is anyone online? Very well, we will close the open public comment time. If all committee members had an opportunity to read the May 21st, 2025 meeting minutes, and are there any additions, deletions, or corrections? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Been moved. Is there a second? From Dr. Newbell?
I don't think there was.
You were not on the committee at that time.
Yeah.
Okay, very well, second. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Please note Dr. Newbell abstained as she was not there.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
That burger just did it.
I'm telling you. That was a bad move. Oh, bad. I do want to take just a moment before we get into the business. You know, you turn around, you see certain things as you move through public service. You meet certain people, and of course, you know, we've talked recently, which I think is appropriate, about Mr. Holland. But then you start finding yourself at different places, reminding you at different times when your friends aren't there. And I wouldn't be the chair of this committee if Mr. Holland hadn't passed away. I would be sitting there listening to Mr. Holland do a great job at all the things that he did. So, you know, it's kind of interesting. I think as you move through life, and this is going to be somewhat reminiscent, you know, there's big events, and then you start feeling and seeing the impact when you go to different meetings and your friends aren't there, and then you really see the contributions that they have and have made and how impactful they were. So I've thought a lot about Mr. Holland recently, and then going through this packet. Thank you, Lauren, for sending it. You know, it's just another reminder. Did have an opportunity to speak to Miss Holland. I had never met her, and she's a lovely lady. Met Jim's son and daughter, and what's interesting is they knew a lot about his public service because he talked about things that he could talk about with them. And I think they said somewhat with humor, but certainly with emotion. I don't, much like my children, I don't think they were quite as interested in some of the things that he was talking about, but he would go over balance sheets and profits and losses and this, that, and the other, and talk about grant awards, so on and so forth. I think, you know, around the Thanksgiving table, these were things, I mean, this was part of his life. And we were well served by Jim, and we're better for knowing him. So I just wanted to say that. We will now move into audit presentation. So Mr. Rhodes.
Okay, well, if you guys have questions, please just interrupt them. But I'm gonna go through this fairly quickly. The first page here that's pulled up, that's our audit report. It's a standard report, meaning it's clean. There are no findings or question costs. So that's just about the gist of that report. So then I'm going to move on to the matters, the management discussion analysis. So and lost my spot. Moving on to the first. It's page number 6. Statement of activity, or the statement of financial position. Just going over. So when you're looking at the management and discussion, this is a good summary of what happened during the year. So it should give you an idea of an overview of how things went in general. So when you're starting the financial statements, this is always a good place to look. Your change in net position as well as your fund balance both went up this year. the majority of your increase in your change in that position, 171,000 of it is due to the GASB 68 adjustment that was put in, which is your VRS retirement funds and how they're doing. So that was the bulk of that. Your fund balance went up. That also indicates about $72,000 that was spent on property equipment. That's included in reducing the fund balance, not part of the change in net position. Just going through the statement of net position. Your current assets went up. You had more of a timing difference because you had a VDOT receivable that was outstanding. That third quarter is usually paid before the end of the fiscal year.
Are there any questions on that outstanding VDOT? Okay, I think you're right. Thank you for that.
But it was paid, I think, right in July. And then the other parts, you have your leased asset. That was a new item last year that you had to start now identifying an asset for your lease as well as a liability. And so those are going down over the life of the lease. And then the payables went up a bit more because of your, I guess I'd call it CAM, your common area maintenance
Office.
charges.
Outside of use.
Looking at it.
It's probably, yeah, I think it's good to identify it. When I think office expenses, I think paper and pencils. When I think about this, I think CAM. And that was kind of was a gut punch, but there were some negotiations and that some strong arming and some candid conversations. So I'm gonna thank everybody who played a part in that. I think Martha got a little testy with people, but we needed to protect our assets and ultimately come to where we're, so thank you, yeah.
Okay.
Is testy not a good word from the Shekel? You were frustrated with our landlord, as many of us were.
I'm okay with that.
Okay, that's a fair representation of your feelings.
And then on the next page, page 7, this is a quick overview of revenues, expenses. Miscellaneous seems to be a big number, but again, that's got that $171,000 this year of your GASB 68 adjustment that's listed under miscellaneous income. So overall, you had less revenue. You had fewer pass-through. Last year, you had like a $300,000 MPO pass-through, and then you also had less for your CVTA revenue and expenses this year. So overall reduction, but an increase, a little bit of increase in the net. The breakdowns, revenue expense for the fund balance is on the next page, page 8. Sorry, I'm not thinking about people that are online, so need to keep up.
I think you're good. There's no one on.
Huh?
I think you're
Yeah.
good.
Oh, there's, okay.
No, sir, you're good.
Oh, okay.
You too, Cookie. Great.
Then page 8, that's your breakdown for your expenses, revenues for the year. The office rent that was talked about before with the CAM, so that's why that's up. Just moving through the rest of the MD&A on page 9, this shows that you had made some purchases of property equipment this year. Talks a little bit about the fund balance and what it's been for this year. It's increasing, and that's the quick and dirty, the gist of it. And then you get into more of the details on the financial statements that would just basically reiterate the ups and downs for the year that we just went over. But I'm happy to go into more detail if there were any questions.
Okay, I'll open up committee members. Let's put it out.
Thank you, Mr. Dunham, for your report and for your work with the team. I'm a little surprised. I don't see reflected in here the fact that we increased the membership dues for the allocation at all. To go into effect this year, so
It
okay.
would be reflected in the MD&A for
26.
when we're here next
Okay,
year.
great.
Good question.
Dr. Newbill.
Nothing pops out here.
Well, I'm very pleased, always pleased when you get a good clean audit. And it is important to note, and you'll see it written in here if you've had a chance to review it. Your PlanRVA is at its foundation absent a profit motive. However, there are many things that we have to do in this organization that are very much part of running a private sector business while also having all of the governmental responsibilities that we do. So I'm very thankful that we have a lot of things that are going on with new implementation of financial management system, and that should be done by this afternoon, right? We're good.
It's already.
I thought it was done. But as we're moving through, and nobody expected, of course, leadership changes and folks coming off, but I do appreciate, this is a heavy lifting committee, so I appreciate staff working so hard to have this prepared. So if there are no questions, we'll move on. And thank you, sir. Really appreciate it. So I wasn't quite sure whether you were CPA or not, because you smiled and spoke to me in the parking lot as we were coming through. And I said, wow, this is outgoing guy, certainly. So,
Mr. Davis, I don't
Yes, ma'am.
have questions relative to the audit. I'm really pleased that there are no open source. But there will be questions as we look prospectively.
Sure.
In terms of our budget, et cetera, so
okay.
further down the road.
Yeah, I think yes. I think
And the implications and potential impact of everything going on.
yeah, from some issues we had in January with wondering about grants, government
Mhm.
shutdowns, all of those types of,
Yes.
yes. So,
I
well,
can wait.
okay, yeah, I do. It's interesting because I was going to bring that up myself. Is there anything else for Mr. Rhodes?
So recall best practices, we will go into closed sessions so that the committee has an opportunity to speak with the auditor without staff present.
Yep.
And so then once you've had time to discuss with the auditor without staff present, Mr. Rhodes will exit the meeting, and then you'll have an opportunity to speak with staff without the auditor present, and then we will get out of closed session.
Yep. So again, is there anything for Mr. Rhodes or staff during open session? The way we'll handle that is we'll go into closed session. I'll ask Mr. Rhodes if he would stay with us, ask staff if they would exit. And then we'll swap, maintaining closed session for both of those conversations. And then we'll come back out, and just as a reminder, we'll only discuss those things that we're able to discuss in closed section. So with that, we do, yes, ma'am. So moved to go into closed session in accordance with the Freedom of Information Act, section 2.2-3711A1. We have a motion by Dr. Newbell. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second in discussion. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.